Good morning, guys. Well, it is approaching Halloween, although it's not Halloween right now, and I guess I look a little bit spooky right now. But take a look behind me. We are on the back roads once again of Clearview Township here in Ontario. Absolutely beautiful sunrise this morning. Hey, Gary here, Gary Clayton Photography. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. Sure, you know what we're doing. We're in search of a beautiful sunrise image. Let's see what we can do with what's going on today. It's October the 24th today. It's Sunday. It's around 6:30, maybe 6:45 right now. Sunrise itself isn't till 7:47 right now. Very late. The days are much shorter here in Ontario. The pre-sunrise light in the sky, well, it just promises to be excellent this morning. Let's get set up. Okay, we're set up on the tripod. We're using the Fujifilm X-T2 today, and I have my 18 to 55mm lens mounted on my camera. Ooh, well, I don't know. What a beautiful, beautiful scene we're looking at this morning. We have in the mid-ground just a row of beautiful trees. Above that, the clouds are just starting to get a little bit of red on the underside of the clouds. And way, way, way in the distance, in the background, well, of course, the reds, the pinks, the oranges, and the yellows of the approaching sunrise as the sun starts to kind of make its way towards the horizon. Absolutely stunning this morning. Temperature, according to my thermometer, it is 2 degrees Celsius. A little chilly this morning, but you know, the air is crystal clear. One of the things about the cooler mornings, air is crystal clear. There is a hint, there's just a hint of mist in the fields to my right, but it's really just a hint of very, very low-lying mist, maybe 5 or 6 feet above the ground, if you will, or from the ground up. There's this gentle mist, but it's really not that noticeable, and I don't think it'll be noticeable in our images this morning. And again, as soon as the sun does crest the horizon, that mist will burn off very quickly. But yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful location. We were here for the very first time back in the winter, the beginning of the winter. And if you recall, we actually got very lucky that day, and we got to see a snow owl on one of these kind of hydro or telegraph line poles perched on the top. And we got some excellent shots of that snow owl. So that was quite a memorable day. But anyhow, the light continues to change this morning. Everything is going to happen very quickly when it starts to happen. So let's make sure we're set up. Let's make sure we've dialed in some reasonable settings. Again, because it's a sunrise, the settings are going to change by the moment, just consistently changing as the light changes. Okay, let's see how this morning progresses. Okay, so already just 5 or 6 minutes after I last spoke to you, you can see how the light has changed so drastically. I'm not sure if you can see this on the GoPro, but very, very much so in my Fujifilm camera. It's showing the sky as almost a slightly, well, quite a deep kind of purple. I've changed from film simulation Velvia to film simulation Provia, and that has reduced that purple kind of hue, or haze, if you will, quite a bit, but it's still there. I'm hoping in post I can change that, because I just don't want it that purple. But you know what? Let's just take a little look here, and let's just see what kind of settings we have right now. Well, right now we have f8 ISO 400, and that is showing me a shutter speed of 1/8 of a second, 2-second timer set. Hey, there is my next image. So second image of the day. Whew. Yeah. Hopefully you can see me. It is getting a little lighter now. But it's a beautiful morning out here. We're just on a country road. It's just a little gentle country road. Just look down this road. Gorgeous. To my left there, a beautiful farm home with tall trees. Further around the left, just more farm fields. But look over here, some working barns, working farm, lights on. Just a couple of moments ago, there was a couple of big tractors moving around that kind of location. I guess the farmers, they're up and at 'em early. Oh yeah. Look at the sky to kind of my north there. Just gorgeous skies this morning. Wow. I love the fall sunrises. The air is crisp and cool, which tends to make it quite clear. But it's not like our winters that are bitterly cold that makes it just downright painful to be out here. Which we are out here in the winter because the winter's beautiful too. But the fall is just a little easier to work with insofar as the actual temperature on a morning. And you still get that nice crisp, cool air, which tends again to be clear. Less kind of moisture saturated, I guess, in the atmosphere. Whew. Gorgeous location though. Wow. Yeah, just a gorgeous location this morning. Maybe we can see the mist just a little bit more in the fields than we could a little while ago. But again, there's not much. It's not particularly a misty morning, that's for sure. But anyhow. Okay, let's readjust our settings and let's try for another image. Yeah, we just went from an 1/8 to a 15th of a second. Capture that image. Yeah. The one thing about this Fujifilm, and I just don't know why it does this, but I put on a 2-second timer, or at least I try to. There we go. So 2-second timer set. But for some reason, and I don't know if this is Fujifilm, but for some reason, it'll only hold that 2-second timer kind of setting for, a very short period of time. If I leave the camera 3 or 4 minutes, that 2-second timer goes away. And I have to reset that again. And I'm just not sure if that's a fault on my X-T2 or if that's the way Fujifilm work. I don't know. It wasn't like that on my Canon. If I set a 2-second timer, I had a 2-second timer until such times as I turned the camera off. And then, of course, when I turn the camera on again, that 2-second timer is no longer there. Of course not. Okay. Maybe some Fujifilm shooters could maybe comment below and maybe just let me know about that, because again, I'm still relatively new with Fujifilm. It's been 1.5 years now, but of course, cameras are very much a lifelong learning experience, that's for sure. Gorgeous morning though, as I keep saying. It really is. Wow. What a gorgeous place to be this morning. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, settings right now. We have f8, ISO 400. Let me see where my camera tells me. Well, I'm going to go to about 2/3 of a stop under. 2/3 of a stop under exposed. 1/40th of a second. That 2-second timer. Third image of the day. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's changing quickly. Everything's changing very, very quickly. And right this minute, it's starting to look somewhat really quite plain. Just kind of a gray color with a little hint of orange on the horizon. 15 minutes ago, we had much better color than we have now. And on the gray clouds in the sky there, we were starting to get a little bit of red develop on the undersides. That's gone away now too. well, let's just see how the color progresses. In fact, right now to our north, if we turn about 90 degrees from the east to the north, we seem to have a much more interesting look to the sky right this moment. Looks a little bit kind of ominous and deeper gray up there, but some beautiful color. Just a subtle kind of a hint, if you will, a pastel. Looks very nice though. Yeah. Okay, I just captured a series of images at varying focal lengths all the way through, basically from 18 to 55mm. About 6 or 7 different images, but it did dawn on me why the 2-second timer turns off. When I leave my camera turned on, sat on the tripod, when it goes into the sleep mode, of course, it turns the 2-second timer off at that time. So when I touch the shutter release button, just to activate or wake up the camera again, obviously the camera comes back to life, but without the 2-second timer. So there, I figured that out. Okay, take a look. Yeah, getting much brighter now. What are we working with here? Well, let's have a look. Okay, at about 2/3 of a stop under, f8, ISO 400. Wow, one shot there. My 2-second timer, of course, had gone away again. Put that back. Try that shot one more time. There we go. One thing I have noticed, and I think it's really quite an obvious kind of thing, the difference is so drastic, is compared to a DSLR, my mirrorless camera, my Fujifilm mirrorless camera, will allow me a much slower shutter speed before I kind of get that kind of motion blur or kind of image softening, which I'd get at a much faster shutter speed with a DSLR. I just noticed that a lot right from day one with the Fujifilm mirrorless. It allows me to hand hold at a much slower shutter speed, and still give me a relatively crisp or sharp image. Definitely an acceptable image. Yeah. Wow. Fingers are getting cold, that's for sure. But again, it's a wonderful morning. Okay. Let's just see how the light changes. So I'm having to quickly move location, simply because the actual sun, as it crested the horizon, was actually behind farm buildings. So what we didn't realize this morning when we were much earlier in setting up, that the farm barn buildings and the dense clump of trees would be right directly in my way. But take a look, see? Can now see the sun has actually crested the horizon. We did capture a couple of beautiful little images, but let's just see if we bring that in. A little bit of white cloud above. Oh, one stop under. Get that 2-second timer back on there. And let's just finish off. There we go, 2-second timer. I want to keep that little poofy bit of white cloud above the sun. Let's go to, and didn't I leave my glasses behind at the car? One stop, I believe one stop under. Oh, I like that. I do like that. Let's just move the camera slightly. Oh, we've got cars coming behind us. I can hear them on the road. Well, let's just change that composition slightly. Again, 2-second timer. And let's just level that camera a little bit here. That's better. One more image. Wow, there is our sunrise this morning. Well, whew, man, the birth of a new day. Yeah, I just love getting out here early on in the morning. I just absolutely love this. What a gorgeous sunrise. Hey, thank you for joining me today. Gary here, Gary Clayton Photography. Just a short video, a couple of little images, nothing too exciting, but as always, a lot of fun. We're going to go back to the studio, of course. We're going to see what we get, what we've got. We're going to download this into Lightroom and we're going to work with it. And you know what? We're going to have a cup of coffee. Why don't you do that too? And let's sit back and let's just take a look this morning, right now, at a couple of images that we shot. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.